The title of this video probably sounds like I've got a disease or I'm dying. That's not the case, but it feels like I've hit rock bottom. Let me take you back.
Hey buddy, how's it going?
Hello sir, how's it going?
Yeah, not bad. Look, I just want to tell you something. Your job is getting replaced by AI.
What?
No, just kidding. But we are selling your product.
Huh?
Yeah. So I just want to give you a heads up, and I mean, you should probably start looking for a new job. But you got any questions?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Thanks, bud.
I just sat there staring. My laptop went to sleep, my reflection stared back, wide-eyed, mouth open. My brain started to run the doomsday scenarios. Updating my resume, realizing that I've centered my career around a job that soon won't exist. Or worse, being unemployable and untouchable. Then something snapped me out of it. A question I always ask myself in these scenarios is, how is this the best thing that's ever happened to me? It always allows me to zoom out, add a little perspective. And when I did, I realized that this was something that I had been preparing for years. I don't have any real skills. Pretty good at organizing, I'm pretty good at getting along with people, but my real expertise is in gaming the system. I've spent my whole life trying to find loopholes. And I finally found a giant one that took me from just scraping by to making over 20K a month with no extra effort and with no new skill set. And this is not e-commerce, it's not Amazon FBA or day trading. It was through my 9-to-5. See, when COVID hit, I had my first real job at Merrill Lynch. And at first when I got there, I was grinding. Wanted to show everyone that I meant business, so I was working 8 to 8 every single day. I was the first person to clock in, the last one to leave. And my boss eventually took notice and I got promoted within 6 months. And immediately, my boss sensed my hunger and dangled the next promotion in front of me. A 20% pay raise, which as she would say is unprecedented, could be mine if I took on a second team. And this immediately gave me pause. The math didn't make any sense. Essentially, it was a 100% increase in my workload for a 20% pay raise. And as soon as I saw this flaw, I got curious and ended up running in the opposite direction. See, I was working remotely, so I started to ask questions like, what if I was to remove all of the fat from what I did? What if I was to take on no more work than exactly what I was hired for and not a single keystroke more? And I did exactly that. And after a month, nobody noticed. And at first, I used the extra time to play Call of Duty. Warzone was out at the time, and I was grinding, living my 12-year-old dream of being a professional gamer, now getting paid to play Call of Duty. But I got bored pretty quickly, and then I realized that this could be my way out. What was stopping me from getting a second job? But back to my job. It only took me 3 months to find that second job, and at first, it was horrifying. I was worried that I would unmute the wrong call, say the wrong thing, send an email to the wrong person, and my entire house of cards would come crumbling down. But that never happened. And once I was comfortable working the two simultaneously, I got a third. And that's why my Twitter headline says I worked for multiple Fortune 500 companies simultaneously. Now immediately, I made a plan. I started to run the numbers and realized that one, this wasn't something that I could do forever. It was way too stressful. So I did the math and found that 4 years was my target. See, at this rate, this would be all that I needed. A little over $1 million, a small loan of $1 million. Then I would have enough runway to pursue what I actually wanted to do. And funny enough, this was year 4. And recently, I've scaled back to only having one job. So the truth is, this is the best thing that's happened to me. Everything was going according to plan. I'm just terrified because it feels like the safety net is being pulled out from under me. I've gotten used to this steady paycheck, and honestly, I've never not had it. A brilliant person once said that there's nothing more suffocating than a steady paycheck. Protects you from what you actually want. And throughout my time of scaling up my jobs, I never increased my standard of living. I saved and invested all of the excess capital coming in to build my runway. which would then allow me to do what I actually want, which, as cringy as it sounds, is this. And now, even better, I can engineer my exit from my last job. I've been there for 4 years, and now if we get acquired and I get fired, I could maybe get severance. So now I have 90 days to build something real. No bosses, no useless meetings, no bullshit. And I think I'm ready. I have so much to share from how I managed these 3 jobs and was still able to have a life outside it, reading over 260 books, learning multiple languages, Chinese, and a little bit of Spanish, to getting really good at ping pong on the side. So even if you don't want to work multiple jobs, there are still things we can learn from the process of overemployment. Any of that sounds remotely interesting, consider subscribing. If you don't want to see my ugly mug in your feed, at least give me a like, because this soon will be the last time that I ever work a 9 to 5, and maybe I can help you do the same. Thanks for watching.